Subspace is one of the 4 support fighters in Phighting. He's a damage support class and not made for healing. His gameplay is comparable to if you combine Hyper Laser and Medkit. He specialises in AoE damage and can deal significant damage from a distance. He is quite weak when challenged by melee fighters, which is one of his downfalls. But Subspace does apply debuffs such as slowdown and armor debuffs. To start off with Subspace's passive ability. Subspace has a passive ability which allows him to gain 25 HP when getting a kill or a kill assist, and it makes him way better to play as you can survive way longer. It comes as a downside as he has 0 shield and you can take damage from your own attacks. But with no shields comes an upside, as he's amazing when paired with either Medkit or Vine Staff, as he has a lot of just base HP and has absolutely no shield. For his primary attack, Subspace has a primary attack which can be used in multiple ways, and the main two are very different. To start off, there is the trip mine way of using the attack, which is the probably intended way, where you can plant a trip mine anywhere on the map that will deal 20 damage when walked into over some time. The best way to use trip mine is on small maps like Rob the Roblox Bank, and there's a few other ones in there that you can also use it on. But there is another way to use Subspace's primary attack, and that is to use it as if it was just a ranged projectile, as if it was a slingshot, and just aim at the enemy and fire at it, and it will deal 20 damage. The secondary ability allows Subspace to throw a large star on the ground. Then, a homing crystal will land on the star and launch up any enemy into the sky, dealing 10 damage. And with this ability is that if you use it again, it will launch them straight back at the ground and deal an extra 10 damage, which is amazing, and it will apply debuffs as well, which is just amazing when you need to try and get away from your enemies. Something interesting about this attack though is that the homing crystal speed is actually determined by how far away the star is away from you. So if it's far away, it's going to take a lot longer, but if it's close to you, it will be extraordinarily fast. So just keep that in mind. The Q ability will throw a crystal that has no range but is affected by gravity, so it does have a slight range. But on impact with an enemy or an object, it will make a square area of lingering damage that will deal 1 damage once every 0.25 seconds. To deal even more damage with this ability, if you hit someone with the initial creation of the poison box, it will deal a 20 extra damage that will damage them even if they're not in the area of effect. To use this move to its maximum potential, you are going to want 2 or more enemies in close proximity, so when you use the ability, it will deal plenty of damage to all of them, making it very easy for your teammates to finish off. The E ability. The E ability is an important aspect to your survivability as a Subspace player. It will turn you semi-invisible and give you a very large speed boost and jump boost, allowing you to escape melee or range players pushing up to take you down. However, this move can only be used a few seconds after any of your other moves, so you do need to rely on your good positioning to be able to survive as Subspace. And as good positioning, you want to take cover behind your teammates as you are extraordinarily weak when targeted. So this isn't the best mobility option out of all the characters, but it is good enough to get the job done. And the finisher is without a doubt amazing, as it will summon a black hole-like crystal that will pull up all the enemies in the nearby proximity and will keep them there and not allow them to use any abilities to let them escape. This, paired with Hyper Laser's one-shot finisher, can wipe out the whole team in one hit. So, make sure to use this ability while on high health, as you do become a sitting duck for your enemies to hit, as it takes a few seconds of you just standing there to actually charge up the finisher. Due to this, it's not always the best choice. Just some tips as Subspace is to help out your team the most. You're going to want to have some great positioning to avoid being caught out by other players. You're going to want to stay behind your other teammates, and if all your teammates are dead, just wait for them to push up with you, because if you're going to get pushed up by yourself, you're just going to get absolutely destroyed. So you have to be careful for that. Another funny tip that you can use, but only use sparsely, is to hit yourself with a secondary ability, which will actually hit you up into the sky. And when using this with the E ability, you can actually get away quite easily and get some height from your enemies. It is more reliable, but it will deal some more damage to you, which is not always the best. For the rankings, at Subspace's most weak aspect is his mobility, which I will rank as C+, as he does have some mobility, but you have to rely on some good positioning. For Subspace's survivability, he gets an A. So Subspace is very easy to survive as if you have a good team and you can rely on your team. You will easily get a no death run, and it is without a doubt one of the most survivable players, unless you're being constantly singled out and targeted, which it can be a little bit bad. That's why it's only an A. Damage wise, Subspace is easily an S tier damage class. You can see katanas with the most health in the game go from like full health to like 3/4 within like a few seconds, because of the constant ticking damage and the debuffs that he applies. So overall, I'm gonna rank Subspace as an A tier fighter. He is definitely one of the best fighters in the game, and kind of shapes the support class, as he's not just a healer, he's actually gonna help you out in game a lot. Very strong character. If you have a Subspace on your team, there's a high likelihood that he will be helping out constantly with assists, and you may not notice it, but they are definitely a very, very good player if they do get on the leaderboard. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, because this takes a while, and if you haven't noticed, I'm a little bit sick, but I still want to make this content, so expect weekly or semi-weekly uploads. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. Goodbye.